Hi, and welcome to How to Format Dates in TCC Export Scripts. So, one of the frequent things that people want to do is export date fields that are in your Taleo zone. And of course, when you pull out a date field, it is just formatted in the standard database way that looks well. It's just difficult to read at some time in certain times. Now, it's a lot easier to keep it in that format as it preserves all of the detail that you need. It goes down to the second. It keeps the time zone properly. And we'll talk about that when we get a little bit more into the details. But let me show you how this works. And I've got an example here set up already. If you've seen the LRD video, you're familiar with this export. This export is just pulling out applications. It's going to pull out the application number, the candidate number, the requisition contest number, so that we know what job this belongs to. And then we're just pulling out the completed date. I'm pulling out the completed date as is, right? So if you just grab completed date from the structure and pull it over, it's going to just fill in to your projection and come out as is. So let's go ahead and save this, and let's take a look at what this looks like without formatting any of these things. So let's remove our formatted dates for now. And when we run this, we'll go back into our output folder, and then we'll take a look. So I'm going to open up here, and I'm going to set this back so that we get some more records. All right, here we go. So let's take a look at this. So if you see here, this is our completed date, and we can see that the format is pretty standard. So we've got our year, our month, our day. We have T to denote that this is the time in 12:47 and 34 seconds, with our time zone difference here to let us know that this is actually Eastern Standard Time. So this is actually a very rich or format that tells us everything that we need to know about this time, but it's not necessarily in the format that we might need for reporting or to fit into another system. So let's take a look at how we can actually format this. So if we go back into the script, we can add a new column. We'll add a formatted date projection. It has its own special spot. And then when we open this up, it's going to give us a couple of options here. So it's going to give us the alias because we've got to call it something, the field that we want to manipulate, and it's going to give us an example of a date format. So we want to do completed date so we can compare these. And let's call this formatted completed date. And we'll do 1. So in this instance, we're just going to leave it as is. As you can probably guess, Y stands for year, and this is the 4-digit year. Then we have month, and then day. So let's go ahead and let me make sure that the LRD has not been reset. So I'm going to, I don't want to reload it. I'm going to save. So this is just a quick way to reset that LRD on my end so I can continue pulling out these values. So let me run this export again, and then we'll take a look at how that formatted date changed. Open this back up in Notepad++. And now we can see here that we've formatted this date to just have the year, month, and day. So we've essentially stripped out the time component here. Now we can move these around as well. So let's try to construct something a little bit different. So let's add another formatted date projection. We will copy the rest of this information. We'll call this formatted completed date 2. We'll grab over the field, add that to the path. And then now let's change this up a little bit. So let's say that you want to do month, day, year with a slash. So that would be just like this. So now we've got month, day, year. Let's take a look at what that looks like. So this is just moving things around. Actually, I need to pause this. I need to go in here and not reload it and save it and then run it. Otherwise, I'm not going to get any records. Okay, so let's go back in here. Let's open up this new file and take a look. All right, so now we have an additional date here, and you can see we have, and this is the US version of dates, of course, got January 4th, 2001. And we can also split this up into multiple ways. So if you needed to pull these into different columns, so let's say you just wanted the year and the month. So let's add another formatted date projection, and we're going to pull in the same path. But in this case, we're going to do, we'll call this formatted completed year, if I could spell year. And we're just going to leave Y, 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 Y. And save that. And let's go ahead and add a month. So in this case, we'll do it like so. And we'll do month. And we'll just do MM here. So when we save that, let me make sure that the LRD is reset. And then when we run this, so I've actually detected an error. Oh, so I must have not saved correctly. So let me check on this. Oh, yeah, I've got to put it in the completed date field path here. Okay, so now let's save that. And I've got to reset things again. I didn't save anything. Okay, cool. So let's go back and export now. And let's take a look at our output. So now we have the year and the month, but we notice we have got the number, right? So is there different ways we can do this? So let's go back out into our script, and we can actually just spell out the month like this. And let's take a look at that. Reset this again. All right, and let's take a look. All right, and so now we actually have the month spelled out. And you notice there's some space. We can actually clean that up with proper formatting. So there, if you want to do some research, there is a ton of formatting tips available online. Look up the function we're using here is tochar. So if you look up tochar as far as date formatting, it'll tell you all kinds of different ways to format it properly. And there's tons of different ways to actually format the date, partial dates, and really manipulating in a way that gives you a ton of flexibility to pull out dates just the way you need it.